when we were in this camps in the Gross-Rosen section, they had a number of concentration camps. And with the winter, which is there in Bavaria, very hard winter, cold, the Germans came with a gimmick, and they said, of course we didn't know it was a gimmick, but they said that we would like to take all the children to one camp, and we will send them to factory to work so that they will be warm. It was quite a plausible explanation, so that I would say most, if not all, the young people, children from all these camps in Gross-Rosen volunteered. And they put us to one camp. We were about 805 children in this camp. We came there, and I don't know how or what, but the grapevine started to circulate that we're not going to go to the factory to work, but we are going to go to Auschwitz, to crematoria. We stayed there for a few days doing nothing, and then they sent us to work. One day after we went to work, they called everybody back, and they collected us on the Appellplatz, and they started counting. The Germans are there, the Lager commander, and so on. And as it happened, I needed to go to the toilet. You couldn't just go and leave, you had to ask permission. So I was standing close by the Germans, and I noticed there is a lot of commotion, they are angry and so on. And we standing there for maybe an hour, 2 hours, freezing cold. I jumped out from my row, and for this alone you could be shot. And I went to this commander, who was like God, and I said to him, Herr Commandant, I am here with my brother. We are both young. We would like to stay here and work. He looked at me and says, where is your brother? So I told him, here. So I say, come here. So he called my brother there too. And then the Jewish leader of the camp said that I have here a family member, can he stay there too? So the Germans say yes. And so there were 5 boys left out of the 805 of boys that were brought in from all the camps together. The rest, what happened? The reason they called us back to the Appellplatz, because it came a transport from Auschwitz of grown-ups. So they took the grown-ups, which came from Auschwitz, to work, and they sent all the children back to Auschwitz, to crematorium. Now, why did they leave the 5 people? According to the Germans, everything has to be in Ordnung, in order. What happened? They have sent 800 grown-ups, and therefore they had to send back 800 children, so everything would be in order. And this is how 5 of the children were left, while all the 800 went to Auschwitz to die.